So you know that that comedian, kind of like a self-deprecating, neck-breathing troll that mocked his own, like he mocks his own ethnicity, which is acceptable probably, like up until recently, when you can't even determine whether or not satire is effectively being used because you're worried about it connoted propaganda, or saying that there's hate speech in satire, because between trying to call propaganda hate speech, propaganda compels other propaganda. It's called reverse propaganda. So they just being not able to say that's propaganda, that's reverse propaganda, that's satire, which satire makes fun of problems that that people have or things that they didn't like. Then to just be able to evaluate it and say that's what that is, they came up with hate speech. And since Ulysses S. Grant, now I am reading I had to write this down. Ulysses S. Grant tricked Harriet Tubman to expose and reveal the Underground Railroad so he could wipe out all the black business infrastructure in his raid on the South. That is why some of the slaves that she referred to in the comment that didn't want to be free because they didn't know that there were slaves, she probably never said that trope. A handler PR firm in the press, in the media, like you would say media now, but in the liberal press, made that quote up because it's like telling people they're helping you. Like, they would have got free, like more slaves would have been free if they would have accepted the help. And that word help has become a bad word. Like Hillary Clinton insulted some people because she thought that they were the help, like the help. Thing is that if you're not helping in a situation where like you're trying to repair, like reparation, or you're trying to repair the damage of the war, which is a business, which is like, you have to think why they start the war in the first place. They come around and help repair. None of that shit helps black people. As a matter of fact, only blaxploitation movies was the thing that had a good effect on the black population. Nothing anyone does under the banner of helping black people has ever been good. It always destroys us. It's poison. So my great granduncle Sterling Morris was a wealthy black slave owner, potentially in government. I don't know what the effect of the Reconstruction had on him, but since the Reconstruction, there's never a higher percentage, as high as of a percentage of black people working in the government. So I had to say all that because some people think that it's like the drill rap that ruined everything or something, but or like the gangster rap that ruined everything. But if some people thought that Harriet Tubman glow in the dark, because they dragged her along on that raid of the South as a media propaganda tool, then she wouldn't have been in the mindset, in the kind of mindset to say that. But she would have been saying, like, we're helping these people like we were thinking we're doing in Vietnam. We're helping these people. I feel empathy for her. Also, it's like, sounds like I'm dogging Harriet Tubman. Like, can I feel empathy for, like, it's also a black civil rights activist, a female, who was suspicious of Martin Luther King because he was cheating on his wife with men, and she stabbed him. That was covered up. So it's like when they say, like, plus they shot MLK, right? He said, this is a comment stream. It was all that gangster rap that ruined it. We had 60 minutes. Okay, this is some stuff like, this is nomenclature for some subject matter that they know about. So I don't want to drag you into stuff, but they're talking about some count, I don't know, some part of that something they felt was ruined, you know, like a TV show or something that makes people crazy. Plus they shot MLK. Definitely government hit. So, you know, you can't disagree. A very strange case. But he was saying that gangster rap drill, probably meaning drill, which even drill has a good effect on some people, but it's not going to have an effect on the population. Like it's maybe it's so much washed up and on such a dead frequency that it seems like everybody loses. But there's a couple cases of people that I know of that are outside that world. Anyways, what they say has repercussions for the people that are still in the and a lot of times it seems like they don't care, but it doesn't mean that they didn't make it well. I can't say you make it out because nobody makes it out. You can, you know. So he's saying that ruined it. But if one thing comes from another thing comes from another thing, and everybody's trying to help, and it's like the liberal or liberalists incorporate us into their power plays, like you know, it's like they always when they need us to swing the vote, and then we get repercussions for swinging the vote, which is why there's lynchings, because you helped you helped the one party win over the other party. And you know, like some of these parties disappeared, and you know, now it's like the federalists are Democrats. So lynchings, the majority of them is probably from helping the opposition of the Federalists. Plus, you don't want to engage with this content with just like any TikTok, you know what I mean? Or especially on the street, because people have emotional scars, goes all the way back to that, still in there. Even if they don't even fucking know, that still plays a role. That what that happened still plays a role. And when it's like if they're talking about Jim Crow era, Jim Crow laws, that book Jim Crow is just it's a good attempt to try to keep a bookkeeping account of like some of the infrastructure that was destroyed. And so you're just reading like a list of like, it just goes down like a list. These government officials, you know, were you know, it was like cancel culture. So, you know, some things repeat, like cancel culture is already a thing, and it was a social democrat thing. Like it's still like, and some things repeat, like Epstein, like the Epstein shit. Previous presidents and people in high positions of power in the government are implicated in the White House boys, which there is they found a cemetery full of handlers, or full of those like go-betweens that they make them into pandering for the illicit, you know, stuff. And when they reach a certain age, that they can start to like they can start to speak about like their ties and their connections, and like they get this kind of knowledge that you can't allow them to live. So that's why most of them were this one age, like 13, 14, 15, when they start learning how to have an impact in their own, like, you know, like is that satire? Like, were you just satirizing? You know what I mean? Is that some reverse propaganda right there? Like, oh, we don't like that shit. We don't like that shit at all. Eating a fucking banana like in the movie Belly. Yeah, you don't want to talk to emotionally scarred people, because I'm pretty sure they're the ones that will swing that bike lock on your ass if crack you with a cinder brick or something.